Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 678 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Maldo, and joining me today, dodging debris in pretend low Earth orbit, we have Rob Roseboom.
I'm not dodging anything.
And Chris DeBona.
I'm yes, in trouble too. We all are.
Yeah, I think Rob
when
is
the
just...
ISS guys are sitting in their rescue capsule to get some shut-eye, shit ain't going so hot.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's the good place to start because it's actually a pretty complicated story, all things considered.
Sure is.
But just to be clear, if any of you guys see like anything like nearby, feel free to drop transmission. There'll be no hard feelings from Ambalu. If, you know, the safety first. So the story is that I guess a few days ago, it was Monday, the Russians tested something and nobody really knows what. Is that true? They blew up a satellite or something, created a cloud of debris. Everybody's really grumpy about that. We've talked about this a number of times in the past, that the rising number of untracked objects in low Earth orbit is eventually going to imprison us on our planet. But now, like I guess yesterday, the astronauts had to like go and sleep in their capsules, and they're making them still, I guess, keep the hatches shut just in case they bump into something.
I mean, between the Russian module, you know, falling apart, maybe this is the Russians just saying, you know what, let's just take out the modules that are broken, the old-fashioned way, you know, with rocks.
Sure.
Oh man, it's not good.
No, it's weird too.
It's the other thing. It's bad.
There's another one that I don't think we have on the zone, but I guess the Chinese they're pacing something and nobody knows what it is. Like they had a I don't remember if it was a satellite test or something, but it is in orbit with something that we don't know what it is, and they were thinking that they were going to do some sort of, I don't know if it's a satellite reclamation or repair or a test destruction thing. I think that I don't know if that's been resolved yet. But
there's quite a few interesting stories coming out about China. There was one, maybe a month ago, about how they believe they have like some sort of super fast stealth fighter or bomber that can't be tracked and is faster than anything we have. So fast, in fact, that we don't exactly understand the engineering behind it. So
y'all were kids. I was a little older. In the 80s, we were constantly being told the Russians had, for all intents and purposes, magic weapons, magic engines, magic nukes, you know, magic planes. And then we would go and spend hundreds of billions of dollars on crap like the Strategic Defense Initiative and Brilliant Pebbles and all these things. And they couldn't defend us from an angry crow, much less missiles and the like. So when I hear this, I think it's convenient for people to be afraid of the Chinese. The Chinese don't mind it. The Western military establishment doesn't mind it, but we end up spending money on the wrong things, you know. Because if we're gonna counter the magic threat from the Chinese or whatever, we're not going to be concentrating where it means the most, like in the Taiwan Straits or on our open water capability. So,
or in a sequel to a Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so when I hear these things, I admit I get a little like, and I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I'm like, who's being served by believing this horse crap? You know, so.
And the answer is everybody.
Yep. The military-industrial complex, primarily.
Well, I mean, it's a thing.
The people running the story, the Chinese. I mean, every party involved benefits from these things.
And the common person just racks up more just debt. Time, money, space in their head.
Dude, you're spending some time in my head now.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying
Well,
to be a
I mean,
person.
we all are Gen X, right? So
Yeah.
We're super Gen X. You know?
We have that inherent in us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 'Tis true.
The hope was crushed out of us, which is weird considering the 90s, all things considered, were pretty great.
It was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think of it as we came of age primarily in the gap between the end of the Cold War and 9/11. You know, and those are so the night. I mean, yeah, there's problems with the 90s, but like internationally speaking, it felt more tranquil to me.
I think that time though was a time where we could see the writing on the wall for a lot of things.
Or is that just Gen X, like our general doomsaying?
Well, no, I mean, it's the end, pretty much the end of the Cold War. We saw the Berlin Wall get torn down. We saw all these communist nations fall. And then we saw what happened when capitalism filled the void.
Yeah.
You know, and it turned out to be run by autocrats and criminals. So it gave us a little bit of time to reflect on our own country, some of its shortcomings.
Yay.
Yay.
Everything's awesome, guys.
Everything is awesome.
Let's see. Is there anything fun? Because honestly, man, with Russian anti-satellite missiles and
how is this not fun right here?
That's hold on. I gotta dot. Oh.
Yeah, watch out, Chris.
Oh, okay. I missed. That asteroid is inside your capsule, Chris. It might be too late for you.
I'm trying to put it somewhere that looks like I'm in trouble. There. How's that look? See, I don't know, guys. What's the problem? You know,
you got to figure out. You got to mask out your space station thing so you can put it outside. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. That's good.
Good times.
That's good. You're fine.
Yeah.
To our podcast listener, Mr. Chris DeBona has superimposed an asteroid on his green screen, so it appears that he is now hovering above what is either an asteroid or a giant potato.
Yeah, I'm going with potato. That looks pretty potatoey.
It's true.
Also, I love saying the word potato. Potato.
You shared the Lost in Space trailer. I didn't know you had been watching that show.
I admit I really enjoyed it.
You know, I do too, but that show suffers from the problem that the Marvel movies have as well, which is at some point you turn off your brain and watch things explode and people run for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that show has too much of it.
Yeah.
Every
episode.
I've only watched the first season, and I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know why I never watched the second season.
It's not as good.
But it's not as good.
But yeah, too much running.
I'm going to watch the final season.
Oh, I'm definitely watching. There's a
lot of running. There's also a lot of consterned facing. And Parker Posey, who I normally adore, is a complete waste of time. She's just hamming it up. And
see, I like that.
I don't believe any of it, you know?
See, I think that she's the only one that knows what TV show she's in.
I think you're right. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
That's fair.
But yeah.
But I'll watch.
So serious.
I'll watch Parker Posey open a Walmart.
Man. I'm serious. Military. Radar O'Reilly can get anything black market for you. I'm serious, mom. Yeah. But I'm still gonna watch it because I will say the sound mixing on that show, like if you listen to it in 5.1, surround sound is fantastic. Like,
excellent.
I consider it the index recording for testing AV equipment and the rest. So
I have a couple of Atmos speakers in my office now.
Ooh, Atmos.
I know. So I'm hoping that they've got a good full surround.
Is it in the Russian module, the Zaveda module there in your spaceship?
Yeah, it's spinning around. I have to every now and then I got to adjust my thrusters. You know what else I got? Which is shameful. But I bought matching subwoofers for my living room. So now my children are yelling at us to turn down the noise. Because I can literally
the dream.
Yeah, I can we were watching Dune the other day, and that is a thumper of a movie. Yeah.
Let's fight like demons.
that thing is it's a thumping in my house, and it's kind of fantastic. Let's see. Windows 11. The blue screen of death is back.
Yep. No longer black screen of death. It's blue again.
Which is weird because when my computer crashes, it's blue.
Yeah.
It's Windows 10.
I guess so in 10 as well. I haven't upgraded to 11. I've been hearing things.
I'm not touching
it.
it.
Other people beta test that crap. So
yeah, apparently Ryzen takes a performance hit just for the glories of installing Windows 11. But if you need a i12 Intel chip, you basically have to run 11 because 10 has no concept of the performance cores versus efficiency cores.
Yeah.
So you're kind of screwed if that's your game.
Well, does that mean that it runs all of them at the lower thing, or it just doesn't pay any attention to it?
I would assume it doesn't know the difference.
Does it screw up the scheduler? That's the question.
That's what they're saying. I guess according to Steve on Gamers Nexus, it was more along the lines of you just don't get the optimizations, but also there's other problems. There's a second set of issues with Ryzen scheduling, and so Ryzen is not so good.
That new Intel 12th Gen chip, I guess, also is big little. So
yeah. Well, no, Ryzen is not big little. They're all their cores are the same, and they've actually stated that they're.
Are you sure the 5950X is not big? Oh, it must be in the Epics that I'm thinking about.
It could be the Epics could be different, but the 5900s and the 5900s and those are all they're all the same cores. But the Intels have performant cores, and also the M1 Max have the split cores too. Like that's where everybody's going.
There are ARM chips that do big little.
Yeah.
And now we've got Intel doing it with their high performance cores.
So performant.
But I have to tell you that 12th Gen chip, it's a corker.
Yeah, I'd take one if somebody handed it to me for free.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna upgrade my.
People really want to buy influence with our podcast listener.
Oh yeah, Ambaloo and Cliff, they're lucrative.
They're lovely people, but I don't think people are trying to get to them through us. I'm sure they can get to them directly.
They can just join our Discord, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and get connected to Magnum PI, Ambaloo.
If you don't like how YouTube is censoring us, go find us on Curiosity. All right.
That's right. You can get it on our Patreon directly. Egypt, scorpion swarms.
So I think that I may have beat Rob to the punch here, but this is a Rob story.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's no better story than this than Rob.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like the thing is, most scorpions aren't dangerous. So this must have been like fat-tailed scorpions. Which are.
Yeah. Let's see now.
So they were. Yep, fat-tailed scorpions.
Fat tails.
Those are the bad ones.
Then the bad ones. It's not the good, friendly kind.
General rule of thumb with scorpions is the smaller the pincers they have, the more deadly their venom is.
That's very interesting.
So, yeah, with climate change, I imagine there must have been like a huge rainstorm or something. Thunderstorms. And that made them all move into the city. And they like to hide in dark places. So you find them in boots and gloves and hats and clothing, all sorts of things. And they're not very big. So
waiting for you.
Yeah.
Waiting to kill you.
I mean, mostly, though, I figure they're probably waiting for livestock pestilence, water turning to blood, frogs, lice.
Yeah, and locusts.
Yeah. The usual Egypt stuff.
Yeah, that's the gold. That's the gold standard for plagues. The locusts.
Yeah,
the locusts. Maybe there's like a smaller scorpion with even smaller pincers that looks like a locust,
like a roach,
and you use those when you're plaguing. So
it's gonna be
when you're unlocking the 7th seal, you get a special mini scorpion.
Oh, that can be possible. Yeah. Like nano scorpions, and then you got nothing.
Quantum.
You have no defense against the quantum scorpions.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you.
Well, what we're going to really need is the rock because as you I'm sure are aware, he is the Scorpion King. Yeah, the floating rock outside of your capsule. Hold on. Whoa, dodging.
What happened?
I'm dodging some debris.
Do you have a? Oh, right. Okay. You know you're in your warehouse set, so.
Yeah, but there's like Arcs of the Covenant. They're just everywhere.
And Rob's on Europa, so you guys don't have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I'm cool here.
Everything's cool.
You're cool.
Next on the list, emergency Beanie Babies.
So honestly, the thing that struck me most about this was that Beanie Babies evidently are still a collectible that someone wants.
Who's doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised that they didn't airlift a bunch of pogs too, or something like that.
Right.
Tamagotchi's got to get through.
That's right.
So I went to the Chicago Tribune site, and then there was a bunch of pop-ups and a lot of people selling underpants. And here. So apparently, Ty, the guy who runs it, Ty Warner, is a Beanie Baby billionaire.
Whoa. So he's the Satoshi of Beanie Babies? Well, except I guess we know who he is.
Yeah. I guess that's why it's called Ty, because that's his name.
Oh. I buy that.
I'm here to tell our customers that, despite what they may have read or heard, Christmas is not canceled, not for Beanie Babies.
But we're going to war on it a lot.
When I think about 150 cargo flights out of China to America carrying Beanie Babies, I'm like, couldn't they have carried something better?
GPUs?
More useful?
Well, of course they could, but...
I mean, how is the supply chain for Buckley the deer the overriding concern of the nation?
And there's Tickle Me Elmos everywhere. Like, we have a surplus of those. It's not cool.
Is that still a thing? Probably. Beanie Babies are.
Yeah.
Was Cabbage Patch Kids?
We have asteroids destroying low Earth orbit. We have a supply chain mess. We have an economy on the brink of insane amounts of inflation with a demand shock. And what are we doing?
Beanie Babies.
Airlifting Beanie Babies.
Yeah, we're going back to Beanie Babies.
You know what? I think this country is maybe a little done.
I heard Biden has promised a Teddy Ruxpin for every house.
Can you and I be friends?
It's part of the new stimulus package. Everyone gets a Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh, well, that's good. That would make me feel safer.
But, it's the government, so I won't get my Teddy Ruxpin until May.
And when you do, it'll speak the wrong language.
Yeah.
And it'll come with a little tag that says Biden.
Oh, Brandon.
So you know where you got it from,
Yep.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Paralysis mice?
Yeah, that's actually
new
pretty cool.
Class of drug reverses paralysis in mice. Yes.
Was this Rob's?
No.
I think I put this one up. So there's always these great stories, and it's all about mice, and maybe it'll make the transition to humans, which would be really cool. But basically what they did is they went to a bunch of mice, broke their spines, so they were paralyzed. Then they went in there, gave them this drug, and they were able to walk again within 4 weeks of the treatment, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
So,
and this is another story that feeds into my theory that, people feel bad for these mice and everything. But actually, I think the mice are doing this. Can you imagine? Because there's virtually no malady that a mouse can have that hasn't had years and years of research on it. I mean, think about all the things we can fix in mice now. We can fix cancer. We can fix paralysis. We can do everything. It won't be long before we'll be putting their brains in little mice and robot bodies. I mean, the mice really are running this whole thing.
They're playing the long game.
Right.
I see. We're just in service to the mouse.
Right. Well, we have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, they need that. The mice are really running the show.
Yeah.
Do they really need it? They have us. And we seem to be doing whatever they want.
Yeah, we also have done longevity studies with them. I mean, think about it. We are on the verge of making a mouse that could live 100 years and not suffer any malady, any natural malady.
Yeah.
And can reverse paralysis.
Soon we're going to have
telling you.
immortal mice. And then they're going to be like, all right, thanks, humans. That's enough. We're done now.
Yep.
They'll cut off our cheese supply, and then we'll all die off. This all makes sense.
They are building the better mousetrap. Is what I'm saying.
We're caught in their better mousetrap.
We can build a better mouse soldier for tomorrow.
Rob, I think the tree DNA story was you.
Nope.
Oh, man.
That was me.
It just seemed like another Rob story.
It's a very Rob story. Here, let me switch over to this very Rob story. So, yeah. So what happened was a guy went into the Olympic National Forest, and he took some trees and he went and sold them or whatever. So they basically used DNA to prove it. That's all. That's all I got. This type of maple is highly prized and used to produce musical instruments. So yeah.
It seems like you could, like, you know, take the seeds and stuff and grow your own. That's cool, right?
Well, trees do take a little while to grow,
I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like there was a. So here, look at this here. Wilk and 2 others cut a maple tree with a wasp nest near the base. They removed the nest with insecticide and likely gasoline and then set the nest on fire.
Oh.
They didn't extinguish the fire and it flew into the maple fire, which consumed more than 3,300 acres and cost $4.2 million to maintain.
Oops.
In addition to the 20-month sentence, Wilk was ordered to forfeit the proceeds of his illegal poaching and bear restitution to the United States Forest Service. Sounds like he should be paying them $4.2 million.
Seems fair.
So it's not that they're upset about the wood. I think they're upset about the 3,300 acres.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
But they're going to get him on poaching charges.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you use the tax charges to get your Al Capone, I guess.
That's right. There was one that I didn't put on the list. I'll get it, but it's the Blue Origin flight. One of the guys that went up with the Shatner flight, he died.
Yeah, he died in an air crash.
Yeah, he crashed his airplane, like just now, or like just a couple days ago, which is crazy, right? I guess you go up to
Glen
space.
de Vries.
You go to space with William Shatner. It's all downhill from here. Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame that he died.
For sure. But that's what a weird end.
All right, we have some breaking news right now. Stunning, actually.
Whoa. Where's that from?
That was me.
Okay.
That was the stunning breaking news. I closed the tab. It was about the Blue Origin astronaut.
I see.
Yes. But he was a pilot, and he was apparently flying the plane, and he was, licensed to do that. He had all the clearances. All right.
Yeah.
Now, the bummer about that is that, as we know, you can crash planes like 7 or 8 times. So it's too bad for this guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everyone's as lucky as our friend from Michigan.
That's right.
That's a shame. Poor fella.
I watched the Baymax trailer. That was meh.
It was a little meh. I mean, I loved Big Hero 6. It was so much fun.
It's a cute movie.
It's a cute movie, but this just looked kind of dull.
Yeah.
What was the other thing that oh yeah, the whole Disney Plus Day promo.
A whole bunch of nothing.
It was either things we already saw in the first half of the year, or
it's going to be really
or
interesting.
Just the title card,
Yeah. Well, the
like
Obi-Wan,
we got like 5 frames of She-Hulk, so.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan wasn't anything except concept art.
Oh, really? I didn't even watch that one.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It apparently leaked. People were grumpy about the leak.
Everyone's grumpy all the time.
Aren't we, though?
It's true.
Bunch of nerds.
It's
nerdness.
True. All right. Well, do we have anything else we wish to get off our chests before we bid adieu? All right, then.
No.
Then let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona.
See ya.
Look out for that rock. It's really close to your ship. You should adjust your flights. Rob Roseboom.
Yep, that's me. Goodbye.
And I was Rob Commander Taco Maldo. We'll talk to you some other times. Bye.